Gastlecast. I'm Chris.
I'm Heather.
Heather, do you ever think about the pops that we had the hardest time getting?
3 pops really come to mind. And I would say probably the lowest on the totem pole was Flock Krampus.
Do you remember that inspired a fist fight in one of our local Hot Topic stores?
Yes, I do remember that.
There was an all-out brawl over somebody obtaining the Krampus chase.
I heard that someone had to go to the hospital.
How long did it take you to obtain that pop?
Well, a bunch of days. And a bunch of phone calls. And a bunch of waiting around at Hot Topics. Back when they didn't have that policy where they would post on social media the night before, either you went to Hot Topic when they got their shipments, or you didn't get what you were looking for.
Now you gotta stand in lines like all morning long.
Well, I have news though. I never fought anybody.
Heather, my first one's going to be Thor from Infinity War, the glow-in-the-dark version. I remember going online and trying to order this, and there was no chance. It sold out almost instantly. It would pop up every once in a while, and every time I would go to try to order this thing, it would completely fall through. So then I turned to trying to make trades. And I had somebody that contacted me. He was not local. He was in one of the bigger groups, and he had the Asia sticker Thor. And in the last minute, he says, "Oh, I already traded away. It's gone now." I was like, what? How could you do this to me? So I finally was able to get this through another trade with some other dude. But I didn't get the Asia sticker. I was sort of upset about that. I'm not a big sticker guy, but I really like the way the Asia sticker looked. And it's the same pop, so who cares? You're not judging me, are you?
I am judging you based off of the sticker hate. So the next one is one that we saw in stores that I regrettably did not purchase at the time because I didn't collect. And then when I started to collect, I saw him and really wanted him and realized that he was up over $100.
Yeah, he got expensive really fast.
Yeah, and I wasn't about to drop $100+ on a Funko Pop. So I was trying to do trades, and I ended up getting it through a trade. I don't remember what I traded with. After probably 4 or 5 months of actively trying to find this pop, I got him. Crystal Blue Heisenberg.
I'll never forget the day that we went inside the Hot Topic store, and this is the first time I'd ever seen summer exclusive pops. And I remember we walked in and they had a whole stack of these, and I held it up and I was like across the room, "Heather, they have a blue crystal Heisenberg. Isn't this awesome?" And you're like, "I don't want it." Like, I wanted to buy it, but I hadn't watched Breaking Bad yet. So I didn't even know what he was. So I was like, well, I'm not going to spend my money on it. I have no idea what it was. And then months later, you're like, "I really want that."
Do you know why I didn't want it?
Why?
Because you had just started collecting, and I remember that your one pop turned into like 60 in 2 weeks.
Right.
And I didn't want to do that. And now I have
Now
like,
look at you.
way too many.
Huh? Huh?
And I finally have this one.
The second hardest one for me to find, Heather, was this Anti-venom. He came with a t-shirt from Box Lunch. I remember I stood in line and we waited and waited and waited. Little did I know that they only had like 5 boxes and I was like 10th in line. I remember when the doors opened, I walked in and there was no chance at all. They basically, the guy at the very front turned around, looked at me, and he shook his head. When you see somebody turn around in a line and shake his head, you know it's not going well. I waited for it to pop online. Well, it kept popping up and I could never catch it until it finally popped up with a medium t-shirt. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to buy this thing if I can't even wear the shirt. I want to wear the shirt. This one comes with like one of the best shirts from Funko I've ever seen. So I was really glad I did finally find the XL sized Anti-venom set. And he also glows in the dark.
That is so cool. So now my number 1 pop was the absolute hardest for me to get. I traded a Toucan Sam for a brown Bigfoot. Now, this is the Flock Bigfoot.
Oh, it's in your hand now. Okay.
So then I took some money and I purchased a gold robot Freddy.
Okay.
So now I got the Flock Bigfoot and the gold robot Freddy. Because these 2 things were on this person with this item's wish list. So I got these 2 items and I traded them. Put those away.
These look nothing like the pictures.
And I got Zombie Merle.
I remember you being so excited over this Funko Pop.
I still am. This is one of my favorite Funko Pops that I own.
It was one of the most elaborate trades I think I've ever been involved in.
It really was.
I remember you got me on the phone and you had to explain it to me at least 3 times for me to understand exactly what you're doing.
I really love him, and I love you for giving up your toucan Sam for me.
Yep. The things a man will do for his lady. My number 1 is the biggest pain in the butt as far as hunts go. I remember that somebody had posted this guy on a local group buying it at the store because the store, Target, released him early. And I remember when he obtained it, PPG had this thing for like $750. So the pop that I'm talking about, Heather, is Destiny's glow-in-the-dark Crota. This is a very cool pop. He was a pop that way back when you searched online on Brickseek, he would pop up in the store all the time, but you'd go to the store and the people there knew nothing about what you're talking about.
Right.
I would go to the stores, and I would, especially Saturday mornings, and I would always miss him by like 2 minutes. One day, I literally traveled, I think, 4 or 5 hours, and I could not find him. So what ended up happening with this guy, a trade occurs. I don't remember what we traded for this, but I made the trade, and the person blocked me. You actually had to contact him because he had blocked me on Facebook.
Oh, I was mad. First of all, don't say you're going to do something and not do it. Especially when something of value is involved, whether it be money or a Funko Pop. So I messaged the guy, and he says, man, I feel really, really bad, but I dropped the pop after I sent your boyfriend the picture, and it has damage on it, and I was really embarrassed, so I just didn't send it.
Which was such BS. To this day, I do not understand the thought process of that. If you never reached out to him, then I would have never gotten this. There was no damage. He tried to pull one over on me, and my girl got him. I was really excited when I finally got him in the mail. The guy actually sent it. It took some time, but I did get him. So what was your hardest to obtain Funko Pop? Let us know down in the comment section below. Remember, as always, we hunt together, yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.